Now, there's been a lot of conversation quite recently surrounding the legislation and access to medical cannabis in Ireland over the past number of years. And on Wednesday, we spoke to Alicia Marr here on Lunchtime Live, who'd moved to Alicante in Spain in order to try and access cannabis. Sally has also got in contact with us here on News Talk this afternoon. Sally, why did you get in touch with us?
I kind of agreed with that lady because I felt so sorry for her, because I would have similar issues with pain, and I find that every now and again I would smoke cannabis, now actually smoke it, because it really does help relieve the pain and inflammation that I feel in my back. My back is quite bad, and I have MS for a few years. And I just find that I'm an adult. I'm able to make my own decisions. I'm able to go down and buy alcohol if I want. If I want to buy 20 cigarettes, I can, So I just think it's a time that we had the adult conversation, that we say, look, people should be able to make their own choices, like they do in Netherlands and Denmark and places like that you could go in and buy cannabis if you're an adult. Now, I know there are downsides to cannabis, like, for instance, the paranoia and... there's long-term effects like memory loss. But I quite honestly, I'm in my 50s now, so I have enough memory loss going on anyway. Lots of IQ, etc. And sometimes cannabis can cause schizophrenia in people, and I do know people that has happened to. But from my own point of view, my own perspective, when you're in pain all day, the only thing you can think of is pain that you're in. And in order for me to be able to function on a normal level, and when my kids come in from school, and to be quite, to be not in pain, to be able to get up and do stuff, to be able to go for a walk, do the normal things that normal people can do every day, I do find that if sometimes you smoke a little bit of cannabis, that it does help. Now, I have tried the cannabis oil, but the cannabis oil takes so long to get into the system, it just doesn't have the same effect. And I'm not going around stoned before, I wouldn't even weigh in weighing scales, but I smoke. It's only like a little tiny pot. In a little tiny proper pot that you use, and it doesn't I'm not going around high as a kite or anything like that. I would say just if my husband comes in the evening, I would say he wouldn't even notice that I've had any, to be honest. But it does.
So this is for you, Sally, to try and deal with the pain that you're in. Can you try and give us an insight into the extent of that?
Well, for instance, now for the last, I'd say 10 weeks, my back, I have 3 bulging discs in my back. And I've been to see a chiropractor. I've been to see several chiropractors, actually. I've been to acupuncture. I go for a physio every say 4 weeks to keep on top of it. So I try everything to not be taking painkillers all the time, because if you take too much, I'm already on a Tecfidera for the MS, so if I'm putting sulfate on top of that, it's an extra toxicity that I'm putting into my body. So it makes me feel sick. Any extra tablets I take, I feel sick. My stomach feels sick. So it's a knock-on effect. So therefore, my logic is, well, if I smoke a bit of cannabis, I'm not kind of adding to what's already there, and it must relax my muscles and relax.
And the fact that it's not allowed for recreational use, does it? Yeah. Does it bother you that you're?
Yeah, it does, because I just think that it should be not for recreational, in the sense that I have young kids, so I wouldn't like to see my kids smoking it, because it does have long-term effects. But I'm in my 50s now. I have a long-term illness, where I'm trying to cope with pain every day and trying to keep life normal as possible for them.